Hey, strength fans, your old pal Tyler Harnett here again with episode number 3 of Meathead Meditations. Thanks again to everybody who's tuned in and everybody who has sent in suggestions or has contributed in any way socially. I'll try to get to all your guys' suggestions as soon as I can. But today, what I wanted to talk about is a topic that comes up very often in the gym, very often in conversations that we have with strength athletes over the years, and that is setting realistic expectations for yourselves. So we are doing this to progress. We are doing this to get better. I think every one of us got into this for a couple of reasons. And we all need to remember why we do the things we do. We do these things because for different reasons. I got into this because I just absolutely love getting stronger. I tried to get stronger for the chosen sports I used to do, football and rugby, and I've always found myself just living for the off season. I just couldn't wait to get back in the gym and get stronger. And when I was a young man, I didn't realize that I could actually compete at this sort of thing, and that I could actually go and lay the gains I made in the gym on the line against other people that were like-minded. And we live in an awesome time where strongman, weightlifting, powerlifting, all these strength sports are just absolutely exploding. And it seems like every other week there's a new contest that you guys can go ahead and lay it on the line for. So I think this has done an incredible service to the bulk of us, and I think it's extremely positive. However, it can sort of be misconstrued as negative because I think a lot of people are getting involved in this not necessarily too soon. I think everybody that has a desire to compete should compete. But I think a lot of you out there and a lot of people that we have conversations with, they are setting up some sort of unrealistic expectations for themselves. And, it's kind of a byproduct of our, society these days. I can look on my phone and have an answer to just about any question in milliseconds, right? And social media has done, again, a positive service and a disservice to this. I can look on Instagram in 3 seconds and find a guy who can do just about every exercise stronger than I can. And I think one thing we need to do is sort of remember that we own our reactions to these sorts of things. So you can choose to be inspired by that, or you can choose yourself to let that squash you. And that's a really important point. That something that I used to do. I used to get kind of upset that I worked really hard, and no matter how hard I worked, there's always somebody out there that's either worked harder or more talented, gifted naturally, or whatever. But that's always going to happen in anything you guys do. There's always someone out there that's going to push you, and it's corny, but we use the saying at metal, steel sharpens steel, and I think that matters when you think about it. We need to choose: do we let these people out there inspire us, or do we let their achievements sort of push us back a step? And I think it's healthy to sort of go the inspiring route, and just always remember that you choose your reactions to things, right? So, and that's another point that I wanted to make about this is, guys, live your own dream. Don't live somebody else's dream. So if you are currently deadlifting, let's say you're a female strength athlete, you just hit a milestone, you hit a 315 deadlift. We all know that that only lasts a little while. It's only going to feel good for a little bit, and it's never enough, right? So should you go on Instagram and start looking up hashtag 405 deadlift? No. And what I mean by live your own dream is you do this for you. You do this because it gets you out of bed in the morning. You do this for self-improvement. And of course, you want to be the best. If you compete, you always want to be the best, right? But the only way to be the best, or to strive to be the best, is to beat you, right? So live your own dream. Another point on live your own dream is, if you're a power lifter and you're miserable and squatting, benching, deadlifting every day just makes you want to barf, go do something else too. Remember, we can do whatever we want, right? So if you want to give strongman a go, or you want to give Olympic weightlifting a go, or bodybuilding, give it a go. I don't know why you want to get in your underwear, but anyways. And a big point of all of this and progress is having the patience to allow it to happen. we want to be inspired by past people's successes, right? And all these great lifters, if you listen to interviews on YouTube with guys like Ed Cohn or a lot of old timey strongmen, they all had patience. They all put in time. They all did some form of linear progression over time. They did more work over time. They ate more food over time. They put on muscle over time. And I gave this example to a guy earlier this week who was feeling a bit frustrated with his progress, although it was a very short time he's been competing. And I said, and I think I got this from, I don't even remember where I got this. Once again, if you notice a theme through this, I can't remember where I get these gems of personal development from. But anyways, I likened it to having like a garden. So you go out and you plant a garden, and you plant let's say a tomato plant, and you see the first leaves sprout out of the ground, and you think, oh my God, I want this tomato. That's awesome. It's coming. What would happen if you walked over and you tried pulling those leaves out? You'd pull roots out, right? You need to give, and the same thing goes for developing any sort of skills, especially strength, right? You need to give it time. You're not going to deadlift 500 pounds the month or quarter after you deadlift 400 pounds, right? So give it time. Another important thing is, I don't want this to be misconstrued that we should hold each other back. We should be pushing each other forward. And one other great quote I've read is, if you want to be an eagle, don't hang around with ducks. So I don't want this to be misconstrued that, I'm telling you guys to sort of hold yourselves back or have a reality check, or that, having big dreams or big goals is me trying to pull you down from the clouds. If you guys have something that inspires you and picks you up and gets you out of bed and gets you wanting to go in there and just smash weights, do that. And get yourselves around people that have done that. So if you want to deadlift 500 pounds or 600 pounds or 700 pounds, get yourself around coaches who've done it, or coached people who have, training partners who have done it, or, get yourself around an environment that that you can just kick ass at, right? So once again, just to kind of recap what we went through, we want to have realistic expectations, big goals, and I want you to strive past them, but realistic expectations. Live your own dream, meaning that we need to figure these out for ourselves, and let's be inspired by other lifters, let's be inspired by other athletes, but live your own dream. Have patience. Don't pull your tomato plant out before it's ready. And if you want to be an eagle, hang out with eagles. Don't hang out with ducks. Thank you so much. Guys, if you have anything, just send me a message or leave a comment. And once again, thank you so much for tuning in.